A wiki page says the agent should be careful. The runtime says something else. Broad tools, loose token limits, model choices nobody approved, and no audit rule when pressure rises. This is lesson 33 in Claude Code, Production AI Agents. We are explaining managed-settings.json as the policy file that turns architecture decisions into enforceable controls. Lesson 32 gave us repeatable evals. Now we connect decisions to runtime policy, so good intentions are not left behind in documentation. The lesson is deliberately practical. Which fields express the runtime control, which team owns them, and how the file becomes part of serious release review instead of a forgotten local configuration artifact. The core idea is this. Managed-settings.json is the bridge between architecture decisions and enforceable runtime policy. The answer is only one part of the system. The path, controls, ownership, and recovery plan matter too. The visible artifact is the managed settings policy file map. It has 5 parts: permission policy, model policy, token policy, audit policy, cost policy. Those parts turn an abstract concern into a concrete review conversation. This part of the visual map matters because it shows the actual moving pieces: permission rule, model allow list, token budget, audit log, cost limit. If one of those pieces is invisible, the team will struggle to operate the workflow under pressure. Use this checklist before treating the workflow as ready. Permission policy, model policy, token policy, audit policy, cost policy. These are not decorative boxes. They are the operating questions that decide whether the agent can be trusted outside a demo. In practice, this example has 4 parts: policy drift, shadow settings, overbroad tools, runaway tokens, missing audit. The point is to make the agent's work inspectable rather than asking everyone to trust a polished final answer. Score the design against this rubric: permission policy, model policy, token policy, audit policy, cost policy. A weak score does not mean the idea is useless. It means the workflow needs stronger boundaries before it becomes production work. Day 2 is the real test for managed-settings.json reference. A model version, tool version, policy update, or team workflow change enters the system. The team should be able to compare the new run with the previous run, inspect the evidence, and decide whether the difference is improvement, regression, or noise. Without that comparison path, the agent may change faster than the organization can understand. Use this implementation checklist before expanding scope: permission rule, model allow list, token budget, audit log, cost limit. Each item should produce a concrete artifact, not only a meeting note. If the artifact cannot be inspected later, it will not help during review, audit, or incident response. Block release when these risks appear: policy drift, shadow settings, overbroad tools, runaway tokens, missing audit. A blocked release is useful information. It tells the team where the system needs stronger evidence, better calibration, narrower scope, or clearer ownership before it reaches production users. Before a leader approves wider rollout, answer 3 questions in plain language. What decision will this evidence support? Who owns the signal when it disagrees with human judgment? What happens if the signal is wrong during a real incident? These questions connect managed-settings.json reference to accountability instead of turning it into another dashboard or checklist that nobody trusts when pressure rises. A useful mental model is building access card plus spending limit. Production work is not about trusting a perfect machine. It is about designing a system that can be inspected, corrected, and improved under pressure. Our worked example is a managed settings policy for model selection, tool permissions, token budgets, and audit capture. The important pieces are permission rule, model allow list, token budget, audit log. The agent can accelerate work, but the operating model must make behavior visible. The build sequence is simple. Define what can go wrong, define the signal, decide the release gate, assign ownership, store the evidence, review failures, improve the workflow, repeat. Use the readiness rubric, permission policy, model policy, token policy, audit policy, cost policy. If a team cannot point to each part, the release is relying on hope. Hope is not an operating model. The common mistake is documenting policy in a wiki while leaving the agent runtime free to ignore it. It feels efficient because it avoids design, then becomes expensive when the agent drifts, fails, or creates a decision nobody can explain. Let us recap. Lesson 33. For managed-settings.json reference, define the risk, capture evidence, connect the result to a release decision, and keep ownership clear. The lesson learned is this: managed-settings.json is the bridge between architecture decisions and enforceable runtime policy. A production agent earns trust when quality, risk, and history are visible. Subscribe for Claude Code production AI agents. The companion book is linked in the description. In Lesson 34, we apply the same production discipline to MCP servers with a repeatable audit template,